Hello students. In the previous lecture, we had discussed about the refractive index offered by different mediums and how speed of light varies in different mediums. Now today we will see how the light ray travels through a composite medium of air, glass and again to air. Here I have drawn a rectangular glass slab. Let me name the vertices as A, B, C, D. Let these be the vertices of a glass slab ABCD and PQ be the incident ray. Now this incident ray falling obliquely on the interface of air and glass. This is air and this medium is glass. This incident ray at the normal it forms some angle. We name that angle as angle of incidence. Now when light ray travels from air to glass, glass being optically denser, the light ray bends towards the normal when it travels into the glass. Instead of going straight, it bends towards the normal. So we show its path like this, that it will bend towards the normal and will travel with the same speed in the medium of glass. So Q to R, this ray shows the refracted ray. Now, at the point of incidence between glass and air, this point where the light ray is traveling back from glass to air, the ray will bend again away from the normal because the medium is changing from glass to air. So the ray of light bends again from away from the normal. Now this angle formed by the ray. Now this ray which is coming out, we name it as emergent ray. This emergent ray forms some angle E with the normal. This angle is known as angle of emergence. And this angle is angle of refraction, which is formed between the refracted ray and the normal inside glass. In a sense, this emergent ray is also a refracted ray, but just to give different names, we are naming them. So, I am writing the names here again. The ray PQ is incident ray. QR is the refracted ray. And let us name this S. RS is the emergent ray. Angle E is known as angle of incidence. Angle R is known as angle of refraction. And angle E is known as angle of emergence. You can see that the emergent ray is parallel to the incident ray had it been traveling in the same path from where it was coming. जिस डायरेक्शन में आई थी अगर उसी में चलती रहती इंसिडेंट रे, तो इंसिडेंट रे और इमर्जेंट रे एक दूसरे के पैरेलल आती है. इन दोनों के बीच में जो परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस होता है, इस परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस को हम x कहते हैं. x का नाम है लेटरल शिफ्ट या लेटरल डिस्प्लेसमेंट. Lateral is the term used for sidewise. So here we see that the emergent ray is shifted towards the side, towards one side of the incident ray. So that is why the shift between incident ray and emergent ray is known as lateral shift. आपसे अगर कहा जाए define what is lateral shift, so you can say that the sideways displacement of the emergent ray with respect to the incident ray is called lateral shift. So this is the diagram which is often asked in the exam to show the path of ray of light through a rectangular glass slab. So this is the way you can show this. Another thing which could be asked in the exams, in this figure, according to the geometry, you can see that normal N and another normal N dash at the other parallel face of the rectangular glass slab. These two normals are parallel to each other and therefore this line QR is a transversal between these two parallels. So this angle R will be equal to this angle as they are alternate interior angles. So this angle is also angle R. Now you could be asked to show that for a rectangular glass slab, angle I and angle E are equal. This could be asked in the exams. So we will simply use the concept of refractive index when light ray travels through these mediums. Suppose light travels from, taking the first condition, light is traveling from air to glass. I can write the refractive index of glass with respect to air as sin I upon sin R according to the Snell's law. ध्यान से देखेंगे एक बार फिर से, लाइट एयर से ग्लास में ट्रेवल कर रही है, ग्लास के कारण बेंडिंग हो रही है लाइट की. सो एंगल I इज द एंगल फॉर्म्ड इन एयर, एंगल R इज द एंगल फॉर्म्ड इन ग्लास. तो साइन I अपॉन साइन R का रेशियो हमें रिफ्रैक्टिव इंडेक्स ऑफ ग्लास विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एयर देगा. सो आई कैन राइट दिस फॉर रिफ्रैक्शन एट DC. दिस साइड DC, इस पर जो रिफ्रैक्शन हो रहा है उसके लिए ये रेशियो लिखा जा सकता है. कमिंग टू साइड AB में आकर के आप देखेंगे कि QR becomes the incident ray from glass to air and this RS becomes the refracted ray in a sense. तो यहां पर हम एक और रेशियो लिख सकते हैं. I can write NAG. Now the light is traveling from glass to air. तो NAG किसके बराबर आएगा? यहाँ पे एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस ये एंगल R है, तो साइन R हो जाएगा यहाँ पर, बिकॉज दिस रे इज सर्विंग एज द इंसिडेंट रे एंड दिस रे RS इज सर्विंग एज द रिफ्रैक्टेड रे इन एयर. So this will be sin R upon sin E. The ratio becomes sin R upon sin E. We have learned in the previous class that NAG and NGA are reciprocal of each other. Since they are reciprocal of each other, so I can write sin I upon sin R equal to sin E upon sin R. Denominators have the same value. It means sin I must be equal to sin E, and this means that angle I must be equal to angle E. So this is another proof that would be asked in the same topic. So you have two type of questions covered in it. One is to draw a label diagram for refraction through a glass slab, and the other one is to show angle I is equal to angle E. You could also be asked the converse of it. You can also be asked that show that incident ray and emergent ray are parallel to each other in the same figure. How can you do that? You will be doing it by showing these angles to be equal on the same parallels. Between the same parallels, the alternate interior angles are equal, so the lines should be parallel. Moving on to the next segment of the chapter refraction, we will be discussing about lenses now. What are lenses? Lenses are usually curved surfaces bounding some transparent medium. Suppose this shape, if we talk about, these are two curved surfaces which are binding some transparent medium inside it. Suppose the medium bound by these two surfaces is glass, or suppose there is a glass object which has been ground in such a way that the edges are curved like this, so this forms a lens. Similarly here also, this is a glass object in which the sides are ground in such a way that they form a curved surface, so this is also a lens. So lens is essentially a transparent medium which is bound by curved surfaces. Either one surface can be curved or both the surfaces can be curved. Here in this diagram you can see that one surface is curved and the other surface is plane. In this diagram both the surfaces are curved. Here one surface is curved, the other one is plane, and here also both the surfaces are curved. So this shape is plane on one side and convex on the other. So this is a plano-convex lens. This is known as plano-convex. On this side both the surfaces are curved, so this is known as biconvex lens. Biconvex मतलब दोनों side convex है. This one, this is a plano-concave. Plano-concave lens. and this one is known as biconcave lens. Now in this chapter we will be dealing with biconvex lens and biconcave lens only, leaving these figures, and we will be learning how different type of images are formed by biconvex lens and biconcave lenses. There will be certain rules that you will be learning, that how incident ray passes through these lenses and what type of images are formed, what are the different positions, nature and sizes of the images, and what all features of the images are obtained. So let us move on further, learning the rules of image formation by these lenses, and we may also use the term as convex lens and concave lens only for biconvex and biconcave lenses. This is a common way to call their names. Biconvex को हम convex बोलेंगे, biconcave को हम concave बोलेंगे. So learning the rules of making ray diagrams using convex lenses, we have to first draw a long straight line and mark 5 equidistant points on the line. The center or the middle point will be marked as O. On the left hand side, the point will be marked as F1. Next point will be marked as 2F1. Towards the right, the points will be marked as F2 and 2F2. After marking these points, you will be placing your compass needle here and open the compass slightly more than O, and then cut an arc like this. With the same measurement, put the compass needle at 2F2 and open it to the same distance and cut an arc like this. So this will be your convex lens formed at this point. This point O, where this is the center of the convex lens, this is known as the optical center. O is known as the optical center of lens. These points F1 and F2 will be the foci. I will be naming them later. From point O, we draw a line perpendicular to the horizontal line, which we had already named in the case of mirrors. This horizontal line is known as the principal axis. This line perpendicular to the principal axis is known as the axis of lens. Then the part of lens which is exposed to light is known as its aperture. Now, the first rule is that suppose there is a ray coming parallel to the principal axis falling on the convex lens, it passes through the point F2. It deviates in such a way that it passes through F2. This is rule number 1. The second rule is that if there is a convex lens and the light falls on the convex lens through optical center, that light passes undeviated through it. This also defines the optical center of a lens. That optical center is that point on the lens through which a light ray passes without any refraction. The third rule is that if a ray of light falls on the lens through F1, then after refraction it becomes parallel to the principal axis. Now let us first see that what are the points F1 and F2 how they are making significance and what are they meaning here. F1 and F2 are two foci of the lens. मिरर्स की जब हम बात कर रहे थे तो मिरर्स में हमारे दो फोकस नहीं हुआ करते थे, एक ही फोकस था, क्योंकि मिरर का क्या केस था कि whenever light falls on the mirror, it is reflected back in the same medium. Light does not pass through the mirror. But in case of lenses, light ट्रांसपेरेंट मीडियम से दूसरे ट्रांसपेरेंट मीडियम में आकर के और आगे निकलती है. तो यहाँ से लाइट जब आ रही है तो यहाँ पर आकर बेंड हो रही है. सेम थिंग कैन हैपन इफ लाइट कम्स फ्रॉम द अदर साइड एंड पासेस थ्रू द लेंस. तो लेंस के लिए लाइट का रिवर्सिबिलिटी वाला फैक्टर काम में आता है. या उसका रोल होता है, तो लाइट कैन ट्रेवल थ्रू द लेंस इन दिस डायरेक्शन ऑल्सो एंड इन दिस डायरेक्शन ऑल्सो। तो इसलिए लेंस के लिए हमने ये F1 और F2 दो फोकाई लिखे हैं, और 2F1 और 2F2 भी दो डबल ऑफ फोकल लेंथ लिखा है। तो लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू व्हाट आर दीज पॉइंट्स अबाउट इन द diagram. So for a convex lens, the rays which fall parallel and close to the principal axis on a convex lens, they converge at a point on the principal axis. That point is known as the principal focus of the convex lens. Just as we define for the convex lens and convex mirror and concave mirror, similarly here also the point on the principal axis where paraxial rays converge is known as principal focus. इसको हम principal focus इसलिए बोल रहे हैं क्योंकि आप डायग्राम में देख सकते हो कि दो पॉइंट्स को हमने F1 F2 यानी फोकस मार्क किया है, बट वन ऑफ देम इज टर्म्ड एज प्रिंसिपल फोकस। अब ये प्रिंसिपल फोकस ये भी हो सकता है, ये भी हो सकता है, but we take this one as the principal focus because we follow the sign conventions according to the Cartesian system. Cartesian system के हिसाब से हम all the distances towards left नेगेटिव लेते हैं, राइट की तरफ हम पॉजिटिव लेते हैं डिस्टेंसेस को, और उसके अलावा वी ऑलवेज प्लेस द ऑब्जेक्ट टुवर्ड्स लेफ्ट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द मिरर और विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द लेंस ऑल्सो। तो लेंस के लिए ऑब्जेक्ट हमेशा लेफ्ट में रहेगी, लेफ्ट में जो ऑब्जेक्ट है उससे जो लाइट आ रही है, if it is converging at one point, so this point will be known as principal focus, and this distance between optical center and F2 is known as the focal length. ये focal length because it is towards the right hand side of the convex lens, so it will be positive. Now what is this distance to F2? This distance to F2 is we may call it the radius of curvature of the lens, but it is not exactly the radius of curvature, क्योंकि अगर ये radius of curvature होता तो हमारा arc point O पर ही होता, but we have taken the arc a little away from point O, but we usually call it radius of curvature, so we mark it, label it as radius of curvature. This approximation is true if the lenses are very thin. अगर मोटा लेंस रहेगा तो O से F2 F2 का डिस्टेंस को हम रेडियस ऑफ कर्वेचर नहीं कह सकते, बट फॉर थिन लेंसेज दिस अप्रोक्सीमेशन इज ट्रू। फोकल लेंथ के लिए आई एम यूजिंग द सिंबल स्मॉल लेटर f. Here also the relation follows 2f is equal to r in their values, and in the concave lenses also the similar relation will be followed. The rules for rays to pass through a concave lens: number 1, concave lens is also known as a diverging lens. All the rays which fall on the concave lens parallel to the principal axis, they diverge from the lens after getting refracted through it, and they diverge in such a manner as if they are emerging from point F1. So the first rule is this, कि यहाँ पर जो paraxial rays आएंगी they will diverge as if they are diverging from point F1. ये diverge होगी ray, and from here also I can show the paraxial ray will diverge. This rule gives us the definition of focus also. The principal focus of a concave lens is that point on the principal axis from where paraxial rays appear to diverge. So if you are asked to draw the diagram showing principal focus of a concave lens, so this will be the diagram also, and this is the first rule also. So this is the first rule. Second rule will be same for both the lenses. If any ray of light passes through the optical center, it goes undeviated. So here we get the definition of optical center once again. So that it is a point on the concave lens from where the light passes undeviated. The third rule is that if there is a ray of light falling on the concave lens in the direction of F2, अगर F2 की डायरेक्शन में कोई लाइट रे आ रही है like this, this is the incident ray in the direction of F2. So after refraction it will become parallel to the principal axis like this. ये डायग्राम आपको बहुत अच्छी तरह से याद करना है, because there are many times children who get confused in this diagram. This diagram was given in the pre-board exams last year also, and in the board exam also sometimes the diagram is asked. Sometimes this kind of a diagram is given in the board exam and they ask you to complete the path of ray of light. So here the path of ray of light will be completed like this, that the incident ray is coming in the direction of F2 and it is getting refracted in such a way that it becomes parallel to the principal axis. So these are the rules how a ray of light passes through the lenses in different manners. You remember for mirrors there were 4 rules, but for cases of lenses there are only 3 rules. रे डायग्राम बनाने के लिए हमें एटलीस्ट 2 रे चाहिए होती है किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट में से. इफ दीज 2 रेज इंटरसेक्ट at a common point, then they form a real image. If they appear to intersect at a point, then they form a virtual image. Same rules will be applied here also, that we will see that in what way the rays are refracted through the lens. Are they meeting? Are they forming a real image? Or they are appearing to meet at a point and forming a virtual image. So different cases of ray diagrams we will learn in the next lecture.